replying back, and you have to keep at it and say, okay, just keep sending these emails, keep sending, try calling them. Usually what we do is send email one, then like 3 days later, there we send email 2, and like 3 days later we call maybe and say, hey, we've sent an email. Okay? Also, when you're doing this, you need the email and the phone number prepared. For example, this is option 1. You never ask for money because they will just say no. Nobody inherently wants to give you their money. So if you ask for money, they say, no, we don't have any money. You ask for a collaboration, or you have a proposition, or a proposal for a collaboration, or a mutual project, or something that will be mutually beneficial. Learn these words. Mutually beneficial. Now, if you're really, really good, and if you have really dedicated people, you'll have them like doing something known as tailored emails. Tailored emails means you create a template for that email, right? So you have the template. You say 3 paragraphs long, so you don't actually write the email every time. But in every email, what you should do is change the names you're addressing to. Always say, hello, Mr. X, and Mr. X should be the person you're trying to contact. Don't say, like, in the attention of the general director or something. Just say, hello, Mr. X. And furthermore, you might want to add a paragraph explaining, like, hey, we've seen you fund project Y, right? And we think we have something interesting for you too, or something. We've seen you work with these people, and we know these people, we really like them, let's do something together. Find common ground right from the start. Okay, awesome. You never send a presentation. Why you never send a presentation?
They will never read it.
Why will they never read it?
Because it may be spam, because it may be a virus, and why would they?
Because they're paid to do it. But anyway, what you do is you send this email and you wait for a reply and say, we can provide additional information if you need it. And what you want them to do is engage. What you want them to do is reply to your email, right? So if they reply to your email, you've already caught their attention and say, okay, hey, here's the presentation. And you send the presentation in the following email. Two reasons. So one, you've already got them engaged, and the second reason, you circumvent the filter, the spam filter, okay? Because you have like a spam filter who will not accept, which will refuse emails larger than 5 megabytes maybe or something, right? Or they just automatically send them to spam. But if the person has replied to your email and you reply to their email, then Google, for example, does not register this spam, and their filter no longer works. And this is where you can send the presentation. I would say that presentations shouldn't be longer than maybe 15 slides. Because it's some time these people take out of their work days to read your presentation. And they might not be that interested. They might have more important things to do. And you never give up. That means you send emails a couple of times, then you call, and you send emails again until someone picks up. What I always tell my team is the only moment when you give up is when you have an answer. And it is like an interesting perspective. You don't say, if they say yes, let's have a meeting, you go to the meeting. If they say maybe we'll have a meeting, you say let's have a meeting. If they say no, we won't have a meeting, you say why are we not having a meeting? Okay? So what you want to get is feedback. So they'll tell you, no, unfortunately we don't have money right now. You can't really do anything about that. But they might say, we find that your presentation or your project does not adhere to our company values. And then you ask why. And could you provide us with some feedback? nobody will answer. But the fact that you're still interested might get you access next year. And they usually try to explain maybe a little bit in their emails when they reply why it doesn't fit their profile. But you always should like go this extra mile and say, thank you for replying to my email, because they'll feel better. And it would be really helpful if you could help me out understand, because this is a big project for us and we're trying to work find a way to fund it. Be nice at all times, essentially. So we were at this finding sponsors, right? And we talked about all of these options. Do you have any questions here? No? It's a super detailed presentation. Steal a database, find Forbes 500, do some internal networking, looking at other NGOs. And I don't know, generally research on the internet. There are actually platforms in Romania who provide descriptions of companies who've already sponsored. Like, there's a platform in Romania with all the companies that have sponsored stuff. Hasn't been updated for like a year. But I found the platform and I could see like that company has invested in that kind of thing. There's like thousands of companies there. So if you find such platforms, use those platforms as well. Do you have any questions? We take a break now, for like 10 minutes maybe? No? Because it's been like 50 minutes, I think. Yeah, it's been exactly 50 minutes, so let's take a 10-minute break, maybe 15 minutes if you want to have a smoke, and come back in and we'll push through some other things. How is it so far? Is it helpful for you, or should we like shift the focus of the presentation to something else?
It's nice. And it's
nice. It's nice.
Hello.
It's interesting. You're a fun guy to watch. Yeah.
Yes, especially with your nose. I can do it tough. But seriously speaking, I really find some interesting information and some interesting details that I haven't used, and which I am considering using.
So I'll be really happy if you would use them, because I went through everything from scratch. So I started this Aspire thing I was in the first organizing team, and we were 5 people organizing a 50 people event that cost 50,000 euros, and you have no idea. Okay, so use this information that you get, because if you have to start from scratch, it sucks. So I think I personally gave like 300 emails in that year, and maybe just the sponsors, and maybe another 1,000 in the team, and I don't know how many phone calls.
Can I ask you something?
Okay.
Like
maybe we could go outside and
okay.
Partake in maybe
yeah, let's do it.
a cigarette.
Outside there or there?
Let's go outside.
Cum arată la noi în postul ăsta?
Hai să vedem afară.
Ok, mergi, mai fermier.
Trebuie să ies. Da.
Dutch one. Really? You're not a French plate, but not because it doesn't do it. Yeah, and actually did it wrong a bit because she just pushed her hair yesterday and I actually do it like one day hair because we're like that's it's really nice. Mom,